Start small.
Starting small.
Start small.
Start small.
Don't think that every tool you heard about today has to be implemented in your classroom. Start with one lesson, one activity, one thing that you think you could try and improve in your classroom and start from there. It might be that one reading unit that you've been trying to make more engaging to your students. Try and use one of these tools that can help blend the instruction. You may have that one science experiment that you always had to repeat the same steps. Try making a video of yourself. Just try one small thing and you'll be able to take your blended learning to a whole new level.
Don't go crazy and completely have to think you have to do everything all the time. Start small, do station rotations, or just add one component, one online tool that you learned about today. Start small, move it forward, and I would always ask for feedback from the kids to see what they think works, what doesn't work, and grow together with them.
When teachers get started, my big advice is really to think big. Usually when teachers walk away from like a blended learning fair like this or a conference, you have so many ideas or so many things that you want to try. And so thinking big is great, but starting small is realistic. So taking one strategy or one tool that you heard about today, trying it out with kids, knowing you're going to hit bumps, there are going to be challenges, you're going to fail, it's just not going to go super smoothly right out the gate, and that's okay. That's how we learn. So to start small, try something, be okay with making mistakes, and then know that you can learn and expand and pick up another tool, another strategy after you've had a chance to explore kind of your first tool or strategy.
Build into it. It can seem overwhelming. I would say the first thing I would start with is a dashboard of sorts. One place that your kids know that they can go to, whether that be a website or your LMS class or whatever that might be, but just having a dashboard, a starting point for your kids to always go to.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is to get together with other teachers and other people in your building or your district and to not go about this alone. To us, the best way to do this is through a collaborative process. And for us, the way that we found most effective was really to come up with that working definition of what it is to us. If you go out on the internet and go and try to just research personalized learning, it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So really to have some sort of a working definition of what it means to you as a team and as a district. And from there, I think to adopt some sort of model of what the elements are to you. Westside Community Schools has come up with our own 5 elements, but there's other organizations that have come up with theirs. So it's kind of, come up with your own or adopt others that make sense to you. And the other piece I would tell you as you start your work is to really think about where a logical entry point is for your team. We're not necessarily suggesting that when you take on personalized learning that you have to go in and revamp everything that you do all day, every day in your classroom. I've seen some wonderful examples of teachers that have said, you know what, we're just going to change one day. I'm going to take this one activity for one day and I'm really going to add voice and choice. I'm going to integrate technology. I'm going to be very flexible with the way I use my groupings with kids, and I want to make that my entry point and look at my successes from there. So that would be my biggest advice to you, is come up with what your model is going to be, what are your elements, and then begin with something so that you can begin to learn from what you've implemented.